Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Let me get my computer set up and working over here so I can see all the comments. Good morning to Alicia and Becky and Vicky. Welcome, Becky, to watching live. It looks like we are going. Okay. Good morning, you guys. Welcome to Take 10. Good morning to Deb and to Jessa. Welcome. It is Tuesday morning. So for me, that means Take 10 time, which is taking 10 minutes to just do something creative. And I have been working in this journal. I get a lot of questions. This is just a journal that I picked up from Tuesday morning. Back in the day when we could go to stores here in Northern Virginia, we are still on lockdown here. So, yeah, and I just work in it. And it's not about coming up with a final product or creating a beautiful art journaling page necessarily. What it is about is playing with supplies and just taking time to have fun with my creativity, to get in touch with my creativity, and to just try some new things. And I highly recommend having a practice art journal, just a for fun journal where you are just playing around in it and you're not worrying about what the final outcome is, because that really does take the pressure off of you when you're playing with supplies and having a good time. So you can really try new things and get new perspectives on what it means to be an artist. So many of us, me included, have thought that if you can't draw, then you aren't an artist, or you can't paint a beautiful painting that someone would buy, and that would mean you're not an artist. And that just isn't true. And that's something that I've really come to believe over the past 8 or 9 months, that I've really embraced the fact that I am an artist because I like making art. And while it might not be art that someone wants to buy, it's art that I love, and that's what's important. So today has already been a little bit crazy. My regular MacBook just stopped working. And so it stopped working, of course, about 5 minutes before this started. So I'm on my husband's computer. So sorry if everything is a little bit different. Just trying my best to work under the circumstances. It is beautiful sunshiny weather here. Rainy Texas. I love rain. Rain is nice, but I am thankful with small children at home that it is sunny here and that we can be outside. So that's what we'll be doing after this. Today, the plan is to finally play with some new paint pens. So this is a little bit of a selfish Take 10. I got these paint pens for my birthday. They were on my wish list because several of you guys had recommended Posca as like the greatest paint pen. And these are kind of the fatter, the broad tipped ones. And I want to get some fine tipped ones, but I just want to play with these paint pens. So I thought I'm going to do a whole Take 10 on one of my favorite elements to add to an art journal page, and that would be stitch marks. So let's get going. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
All right. So, these haven't even, you guys, I'm totally unprepared. I didn't even start off these paint pens, so I apologize. They are super new. My birthday was just a couple of weeks ago, and so I end up with a lot of product and projects that take me some time to get to, so I have not even played with these yet. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I painted this page black in preparation for today, and one of my favorite elements to add to any page, an art journaling page especially, but also in my Bible journaling or my memory keeping, are these little stitched borders. And I just love the look that you can get from them. I think they're just such a nice little detail. I'm just going to add a couple of rows and try some different patterns. And this is serving twofold. I wanted to see how well these colors showed up on black, which they are doing beautifully right now. And then I wanted to experiment with some different stitch patterns. So, good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Marsha, I saw Elena, I saw come in. Hi, Carol. There are a lot of Texans. I love my Texas gals. That is where I'm originally from. If you guys didn't know that, I live in Northern Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C., but I was born and raised in Texas. I went to TCU for my undergraduate work. I went to the University of North Texas for my graduate work. So Texas is in my heart. Hello from South Africa. Okay. So sometimes just drawing some different patterns like this can really spark your creativity. And something I learned is that when you try to do a whole page of patterns, it starts off easy because you're like, oh, I just go to some old favorites, but it can really challenge you towards the end, if that makes sense. So like these are all ones I've used before. If I keep going and fill up this whole page, then I'm gonna have to really expand my horizons and come up with some new simple patterns. Normally when I use these, Arteza paint pens. Oh, that's exciting. Paint pens are a newer thing for me, and I'm surprised that they're newer because, of course, you guys know I love art journaling, and I just haven't used them. Okay, it's really hard to tell if your white one is working because it's already white. You guys, I'm so sorry that I did not prep these in advance, but truth be told, they're prepping pretty fast. Paint pens are a newer thing to me, so I'm excited to play with them. I've loved white paint pens in my art journaling, and so I wanted to try some of the colored ones because I love color. I am all about it. Who else out there? Ooh, Belgium, Missouri. Who else out there is paint pen lover? I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I always feel like a little bit of a rebel when I'm using paint pens, and it's because my mom had paint pens and fabric paint pens. She ran a hand-painted clothing business for a lot of my childhood, and we were never allowed to use her gorgeous paint pens, and I would just admire what they look like, and so it feels crazy to use them. I know that's like a weird leftover thing from more South Africa. I love Worldwide. Used to throw away white crowns because they don't work. It's so true though. White crowns, those are hard. Paint pens are fun. They do so much. I think we forget about them because they're a little bit more of a common supply. We've all grown up. Ooh, Australia, welcome. We've all grown up with paint pens. Okay, let's see. I'll just go the other way with these. Oh, look at the green. You guys, you all were not kidding. So several subscribers recommended these Posca paint pens, and they are fabulous. Look at how vibrant they really are showing up against the black. I'm loving it. Good morning from Florida. So these repetitive patterns are also super relaxing to do, and it's a great way to start an art journal page. You could fill a whole page with the repetitive pattern and then start stenciling over the top of it. That's an easy first layer to get down. It gets your brain kind of, are they supposed to be stored vertically or horizontally? Carol, can I be honest? I am a rebel with pen storage, and I've had several people tell me online that I am making all the wrong choices with my pens. I store all my pens and markers vertical, and I know that that's not the right way to store them and that I'm, lowering their shelf life. But for me, it's more a convenience of how to store my supplies. So storing markers horizontally just takes up more space for me in my craft room. And so I never ever opt for that. So I am like I'm a super rebel, Carol. And I'm not even lying. So when I post craft room tours, those are very popular on YouTube, and I'll get thousands of views on those. And I will probably get on each craft room tour, I don't know, 20, 30 comments on that I store my markers incorrectly, and people reaching out to save me from myself. And it's a decision, because that's just how I roll. So a marker rebel through and through. I also don't have Copic markers, so I know a lot of you have invested a lot of money in Copic markers, and so the range of markers and pens and paint pens that I use are nowhere. They're not that quality, I guess I would say. So I'm not super concerned about them. And now I'll probably get comments on this one, and that's okay, because I know it's people looking out for me, and I'm big on function. You guys know, you see my organization and craft room stuff. I'm huge on how things function. And so in my craft room, it just makes more sense to store them vertically. Makes more sense in my head. So that's how I shall do it. Okay, I'm digging this royal blue. Look at that. Okay, so again, I just want to encourage you guys to take some time. This is a really simple one. You could make these stitch marks pens, just a black pen. You could make them, you could try your watercolor brush, make some, and that is getting you used to new brushes. It's a great way to break in your new things, because you're just having the supply in hand. This is my last one, guys, that I have to break in. You have the supply in hand. It's ready to go. You're just getting used to how it feels in your hand. And it's a really great way to relax into... I watched that movie, The Crafting Rebel. I'm looking over. They do have beautiful colors. Sherry, I really would love to get the fine tip ones, because I think that they would be beautiful. And I'll be honest, I have not tested these on a Bible journaling page yet, so I'm not quite sure what the bleeding or the shadowing would be. I mean, all of this is not, it's not in English, so I'm not totally sure the type of paint that is in it. And these are not ideal for hand lettering, because they don't have the like the bendable tip that you would want with hand lettering. But I think they show it beautifully. So mine are from Amazon. Hello to my color guard friend. Alexa, stop. My markers are from Amazon. I was going to try to link them in the show notes below, but then my Alexa, stop. Ooh, she was feisty this morning. I was going to try to link them in the show notes below, but if you missed the beginning, my computer refused to do any of the things this morning, so I had to jump on my husband's computer and then could not get everything set up with the links below. So I will do that after I'm done here. But as you can see, that's fun. I mean, that's 10 minutes. So what? Maybe 8 more minutes to finish this page. And then you have a great start either to an art journal page or just a fun exercise where you got to use your supplies, which is what you should be doing. Use your supplies. Don't be scared. Bust into them. Try new things. It's okay if it doesn't turn out what you think it's gonna look like. It's okay if you don't want to show anyone. What it's about is getting in touch with your, it's about getting in touch with your creativity. You've used Posca pens over watercolor. Okay, I thought that they were acrylic too, Debbie. So that was my thought. So I think that these might work. And I'll be looking in to see what other colors they have, or if they just have these basic ones. They're new to me, like I said. So I am loving my first try with them. I mean, it really is a really nice opaque paint, especially over that black. So definitely worth checking it out. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for checking out my channel and for supporting my videos. It really does mean a lot to me. Personally, just it's great to see people commenting and participating and kind of building a community. I hope you all have a fabulous week. Check out links below. I'll update it with Posca markers as soon as I can. And otherwise, have a fabulous week. I'll see you guys next week. As always, keep it creative.